the Mid-South.
This summer, our series on the secrets to success focuses on Mid-South youth doing great things. Antonio Scott is an aspiring journalist with a list of awards many professional journalists would covet. And the empire Antonio's building goes far beyond a profession. In 6th grade, Antonio Scott got bitten by the journalism bug while visiting an area newsroom.
The bright lights, the teleprompters, the news, the talking to people, it excites me and I can't wait.
The Bolivar Bulletin Times gave Antonio his first big break during an internship where his story made the cover.
Picked it up and flipped it on the bottom side, on the bottom cover of the first page, and there it was, FBC Vacation Bible School by Antonio Scott.
The Jackson, Tennessee native moved to Cordova his sophomore year. He was quickly identified as a leader at Houston High when a faculty member encouraged him to become an executive board member of the Community Philanthropy and Involvement Group, STAT, Students Taking Action Today, where students served the Mid-South Food Bank.
So at the end of my sophomore year, mind you, this was my first year at Houston. I went to Washington, D.C. On behalf of Houston High School to accept the National Jefferson Award.
Meanwhile, the honor student was also writing for his school newspaper, eventually becoming editor-in-chief.
Developing now.
In addition to producing and anchoring his school's morning news. Across the Mid-South, he became the teen news guy with 75,000 Twitter followers, posting snow days and other happenings impacting kids.
Wasn't tweeting about just, our school system, tweeting about, Shelby County and then Arlington and Lakeland and Bartlett.
By senior year, he was awarded the National Civil Rights Museum's Keeper of the Dream Award, a milestone he cherishes.
Because, of course, not only one of his, but one of America's most famous speeches on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, I Have a Dream speech. So being called a keeper of the dream was very monumental.
He says he wouldn't be who he is today without exposure to service early on.
Ever since I was young, there were 3 things that were really important at home that my mom and my grandmother instilled in me. That was God, education, and family.
Still heavily involved in the church, he's known as the voice of South Germantown Road Church of Christ.
Working with my church and going to the nursing home and things like that, doing a lot of things when I was young, really opened up my heart and opened up my want to really help others and be the person that others can come to when they needed help, because at the end of the day, it's always about making our community better.
We didn't have time to list all of his titles. Wow. In the fall, Antonio will double major in journalism and communications at the University of Memphis with the help of the Don Poyer Memorial Scholarship named after the late legendary Memphis Grizzlies broadcaster. Be sure to follow Antonio Scott on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll post his links along with his uncut interview on the WMC ActionNews5.com My Empire page.